Committee reported favorably to the House. The clerk will report the bill.
H.R. 6978.
Without objection, the bill will be considered as read and open for amendment at any point. The chair now recognizes the gentleman from California, Mr. McClintock, for an opening statement.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, in recent weeks, our nation has watched in horror as several high-profile fraud scandals have come to light. Billions of dollars directed to helping those in need and funded by hardworking American taxpayers have instead been stolen by illicit fraudsters. In some cases, these schemes have involved foreign nationals or even communities with a large number of naturalized citizens. This has understandably raised questions about whether the same kinds of fraudulent criminal activity being perpetrated against our nation's generous welfare system are also being perpetrated against our nation's immigration benefits system. Indeed, in response to the massive amounts of fraudulent activity, the Trump administration has taken immediate action, pausing the adjudication of all pending immigration benefits for foreign nationals who hail from countries the administration has identified as being at a higher risk of likelihood that their nationals would pose a national security or public safety risk to the United States. Among the reasons a country might be identified as high risk are woeful inadequacies in screening, vetting, and the provision of information, such as criminal records that are widely unreliable and inaccessible, and widespread corruption combined with poor record keeping, resulting in any non-citizen being able to obtain any civil document from that country, particularly if that person is willing to pay a fee or engage in an individual who specializes in assisting such fraud. What they're already uncovering is shocking. In September, the Trump administration surged resources to review immigration applications in Minneapolis. This investigation uncovered evidence of fraud, noncompliance, or public safety or national security concerns in 44% of the cases interviewed. The cases included marriage fraud and forged documents. In addition to pausing the adjudication of pending immigration benefits requests, the Trump administration has ordered a re-review of all benefits issued from such high-risk countries since Joe Biden's Democrats opened our borders on January 20th of 2021. Such a requirement is essential to restoring the public's trust in our immigration system. This review will ensure a wide range of immigration benefits, from employment authorization documents to asylum applications and various visa petitions, or even naturalization applications, were not fraudulently obtained and that applicable standards were appropriately applied during adjudication. Mr. Finstead's legislation, the Preserving Integrity in Immigration Benefits Act, is simple and will codify this review process. Further, H.R. 6978 will ensure that both Congress and the public will be informed about what the administration uncovers. I can't possibly imagine why anyone would oppose this legislation, and again, I'm afraid we're about to find out. With that, I yield back.
Would the gentleman yield?
We're on opening statements, but I'll get to you first.
Thank you.
When we get to member 5 minutes. The chair now recognizes the ranking member for an opening statement.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. On my way here this morning, I got a call from a constituent who was supposed to have her long-awaited citizenship interview, and she showed up at it, and the officer told her it had been descheduled with no explanation of why it had been descheduled. And that descheduling process has been the basis, actually, for then later attacking people's presence in the country, as they're no longer on the schedule that they thought they were on. Well, this bill tells us just how much some people hate immigration in all of its forms, including legal immigration. I thought that was something that we could agree on. You know, it's always been my position we should make it much harder for people to get into America illegally and much easier to get into America legally. But this is an attack on immigration in all of its guises, including legal immigration. The bill purports to authorize a review of all immigration benefits, rights, and privileges approved during the last 5 years for individuals from countries that President Trump has unilaterally decided to place on his latest discriminatory travel ban policy, which includes the case of every green card holder who was issued a green card and every person who was actually granted citizenship. So the legislation creates administratively, legislatively, and then administratively, a second class of U.S. citizenship, U.S. citizens whose citizenship is called into question for completely political and ideological reasons. So you want to know why we oppose it? We oppose it because under the Equal Protection Clause and the Due Process Clause, we don't round up certain citizens considered second class and then subject them to administrative scrutiny that others don't have to go through. In fact, a lot of our Constitution is organized around the principle of settled expectations, which this legislation is designed to disrupt and to combat. Think about the Bill of Attainder Clause, which says that Congress can't just designate certain persons somehow as outside of the law. Think about the Ex Post Facto Clause, which is we don't go back and turn something into a crime after it's already happened. Think of the rule of naturalization itself. Congress has the power under Article 1, Section 8, Clause 4 to establish a uniform rule of naturalization, not one that is turned on and turned off according to the politically correct nature of the group that ended up getting citizenship or ended up getting a green card. And yet the whole purpose here is to designate an inferior group of people, separate and unequal, whose immigration benefits are actually not their immigration benefits necessarily, whose citizenship is not their citizenship necessarily, but must be subject to constant administrative probing and second guessing. So we are going to oppose this, Mr. Chairman, and I'm happy to yield back to you.
Gentleman yields back. Gentleman yields back. The gentleman from Tennessee is recognized.
We need to get on the ANS.
Oh, that's right. We got to do the ANS. The gentleman from California is recognized. Let me back up. Without objection, all of the opening statements will be included in the record. The chair